Welcome to Stay Slate, the podcast where we dive deep into the lives of the most intriguing and captivating figures in the adult entertainment industry. I'm your host, MatticusX, and today we have an incredible special guest joining us. He's a rising star in the world of adult content creation, known as for his charismatic presence and irresistible charm. Everyone, please welcome the one and only Tyler Rush.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? So, Tyler, thank you so much for being here with us today. We can't wait to hear all about your journey, your experience, and everything else between. So, let's get started.
Yes, sounds great.
So, I did get Tyler's stats before we started the call. So, we have to put that out there. So, you're 5'6", 150 pounds, and a bottom.
Yes,
So, you're
I
not a
am.
power bottom.
It depends on the day. It depends on who
On the
you
day or the
ask.
person?
What? Both. Depends on how I'm feeling, who I'm filming with. A lot of things. Some people consider me a power bottom, but then there's some people who do it rougher and bigger than me. So in comparison, I'm nothing.
Oh, okay. So, you're saying because other people are better power bottoms than you are, that disqualifies you to be a power bottom?
I guess that's kind of what I'm saying.
I don't
I
know
would
if
say
that's
I'm
fair.
like in between.
I
Like
don't know
if
if
you,
that's fair. Because that's like saying if you had a big dick, you don't have a big dick because other guys
oh,
have
that's
big dick.
true. That's true. I guess I would consider myself power bottom. I do enjoy big dick.
Yeah, because reading through your pages and stuff, it kind of sounds like you give off that dominant power bottom vibe.
I guess yeah, that's true.
Unless you're more of a you just lay there and just let people have their way with you.
No, I like a little bit of sub in there, but I like to play with the
Yeah,
power roles, I guess. So yeah, I guess I would be a power bottom.
yeah, you can still be a power bottom sub. Those exist.
Yeah.
They're what? So what do you think of a big dick guy? What's too big?
I don't know. I've not had one too big yet.
Really?
Sean Xavier is probably the biggest one I've had.
Okay, so you've never turned anyone away.
I've not so far. I like a pretty penis. I like one that's like aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Yeah, definitely.
That's probably like the thing that catches my eye first. I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. And then size.
Yeah, size definitely. Did it surprise you when you found your first ugly penis?
Um, I don't know. I don't know when I came to that realization of like, oh, some people like,
Some people don't have it so lucky.
yeah. Everyone's beautiful in their own way.
Yeah, they are. They are absolutely. So, can you tell us how long ago did you get into OnlyFans, and is it what you expected it to be?
Um, so until recently, I've been saying like I've been doing it full time for like 2 years, and then I
Okay.
realized it may be longer than that. When I started going through like my folders and stuff,
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
oh, maybe it is a little bit longer. So it's probably like three
Hmm.
ish full time. I was like, I think I've been saying like a year and a half, 2 years for like at least a year.
Well, you have what is it, 500 videos or 500 photos?
Ooh, I don't know.
You got a lot. You
Uh,
got a lot of content for sure.
yeah, it's a lot of content. That's
What are you
funny you
producing
said that because I was
daily?
just looking at those numbers yesterday and I was like, oh, nice. Because I don't even pay attention. I just like make the content, post it, do all the stuff. I'm like, the numbers are going up. Cool.
Well, that's consistency. I would hope. Is
Yeah,
that what it is? Are you consistently posting, or is it just bunches
that's
at some time?
that's the biggest thing I think that is misconstrued with like OnlyFans creators. You're just gonna like throw up some nudes, people are gonna give you their money and whatever. And that's just not how it is. You have to be consistent, it has to be quality. People have to, feel like they're spending their money worthwhile. If you're
Yeah,
posting
definitely.
like
You
a
have to
couple times a
keep
month.
doing it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard to keep it fresh and keep it new. That's why I'm like constantly traveling. I travel like once a month for about a
Really?
week ish.
Where's your favorite place to travel for work?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas,
I love
really?
Vegas. Yeah, I've already been there like 2 or 3 times this year. I was there like 6 or 7 times last year.
Okay.
I love it.
Is it
The
because of Vegas itself, or the men that are in Vegas?
There's tons of creators and the atmosphere for sure. There's like things to do. Always people to film with.
Yeah,
People like traveling in and out. I was there for the Gavians. Got tons of collabs
mm,
in.
I
Was
bet.
there. Yeah, it was amazing. I just really enjoy Vegas. I always have
Oh,
the best of luck there. People don't flake on me filming as much or at all, really. I think I've only had it like happen a couple times.
really, really. I hear that Vegas has such a large population of gay for pay. Have you experienced that?
Like escorting.
Yes. Well,
Am
escorting
I allowed to
it
say
as well
that?
as like they have OnlyFans, you know.
Um, I don't know.
No, you
You
haven't
mean
been with
like
any
they're
super
like
rich.
straight and like you pay them to like do gay stuff?
Well, I mean, like you might not have to pay them because like you're doing a collaboration, but like they might do gay for pay on the side. But they're working with you. They're probably usually straight, and they're doing gay porn for OnlyFans.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I've worked with a couple people like that. But I mean that's a choice that they want to make. So I mean,
Yeah,
in my head, I'm just like, you must not hate it. It was like even 1%
yeah. Well, are they typically topping or bottoming?
topping.
Well, yeah, because it's with you, right? You're like obviously.
Yeah, but I can make your dick hard. So
What I've seen is like when you see like some of these escorts, especially in Las Vegas in particular, is that they are bottoms because they can't get their dick hard. So I think that's kind of funny to hear like gay for pay, like they're able to like get erect for you.
yeah. I never thought about that. It's like what an honor, or it's the Viagra,
Or it's the Viagra, yeah.
or
It's
because
the
I mean,
outlet.
yeah. I mean,
All the
some
meds
people lie
combined.
about it and say they don't use it in the adult industry, and they're full of shit.
Yeah, or they lie about saying that they're straight. I think also like those like gay straight baiters always do really well. They're like, yeah, I'm a straight
They do.
guy, and I'm just
I
gay
know.
guys for money.
I think what I find more annoying, that's annoying to an extent, but I find more annoying is like the people that put the fake dildos down their pants for like clicks and views and like
Yeah,
really like I'm just like it's like obviously fake and but they know it gets the algorithm going. I'm just like
but
whatever.
that's
That
why that you get to see it is because it's so obviously
I
fake that it
I know.
doesn't get removed.
I
Yeah,
don't even click it. I purposely like keep scrolling. I'm just like, no, you're not gonna get me.
yeah. It's definitely frustrating. I was like some of us that actually have penises that have that size, myself, and
Love that for you.
yeah, and I was like, I can't even show like a pic that has like barely like any show at all, and I'm like banned immediately.
Yeah,
So
it's annoying.
I don't know
I
how
know.
they get
I
away with that.
on Instagram, like I'll get flagged. I got flagged like for two photos. One was just a gym picture, like it wasn't even bad. I appealed it, and then they put it back up, and then 30 minutes later they took it back down. I
Really?
appealed it, and they said no. I'm just like, how did you approve it the first time but deny it the second time? Why is
Yeah.
that allowed? Instagram's all over the place.
Wait, so that actually that happened to me like a few months ago. I had an underwear photo, and I lost like they took it down, put it back up, took it down, put it back up, and then I lost my whole account.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, luckily I have verification, so I was able to like call in and like
that's nice.
you couldn't say like, hey, can you restore my photo because I'm a slut? I had to be like, hey, can you restore my photo because like I want to monetize? And they're like, oh, monetize? Yeah, of course we
Nice.
can
That's
get your
smart.
account back up.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say because it's like art. Because if it's considered art, it's a different category. But
No,
monetizing smart.
yeah,
I
if you're helping them make money, they want to help you make money. Then
That's
it's like all
amazing.
back in the game.
That's the only reason I've thought about getting the Instagram verification, which is a bunch of crap.
Well,
14.99.
yeah.
Is because of the support that you get.
Well,
But
yeah,
I
I was
just
like,
got to the point where I just don't post any like sexy pictures really on Instagram. I just
well, that's
thought
just
worth the
boring.
risk, huh?
Well, that's just boring. We only have one Instagram now, right? I think you have what, three TikToks,
I have two Instagrams. I have
two
two.
Instagrams. Okay.
The other one is just like I really don't use it. I'm
Yeah,
sometimes, but I just have really like this one. Um, so I just don't want to lose it. It's up to like 33,000, which isn't like
yeah.
crazy, but it's still taken forever to
That's a
get
lot of
there.
work. It really
Yeah.
is.
So I
But
just post
I've
my
heard people like
videos.
that have lost their accounts because like Instagram's done that and they've started over and they've like completely blown up and
Oh,
done
really?
so much better because they had
Oh,
to start from
maybe.
scratch.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
Have
heard.
you heard of like Bo Butler? Like he like was talking about how his accounts were taken away and he's like completely went viral because of it.
Interesting.
Very
No,
very
I haven't heard.
lucky. I don't know if it's like that for everybody.
Yeah, probably not. I did hear a story on a podcast I listened to a long time ago about a girl who was in the industry and got her Instagram taken down. So she went on LinkedIn, found somebody who was IT and Instagram, met up with him for like a date, dated him for like a while, told him about her Instagram account being taken down. He got
Wow.
it back for her. And then she made a video about it. It went viral, and then she got banned again.
Oh no.
I
This
was
is how
just
you get
like,
your account back.
what a. It was like a really well known like like woman, girl, like porn star. I forget her name. I'm sure
Yeah,
if you Google that, something will pop up.
yeah, or nothing now because she's
Or
gone.
nothing. But isn't that crazy? It was like an account that had like 1 million followers plus, and she
Hey, you
lost it.
fuck with the wrong people, they will get you back.
I
Or
was
you
like,
like
damn, that is some dedication. I get it though.
that sucks though. Like I do love the dedication for it, but like to tell people about it, it's just like when you're like sneaking things into like the Carnival cruises or like through the airport or whatever. You're telling people all the hacks and secrets. Like it's gonna come back around on you.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
she should
So
just shut her mouth.
let's talk a little bit about like you mentioned in a few of your videos that you were raised Southern Baptist. Can you tell us about like your upbringing and how your family feels about your life now?
Yeah, the trauma. The trauma. It wasn't like crazy. I don't know. I guess it was enough trauma for me to bitch about it enough. Um, yeah, I grew up Southern Baptist in Georgia at like a mega church. Um, and then I like moved up here when I was like older. And the biggest thing I remember as a kid listening to was like pastors and kids' church leaders or whatever,
Yeah,
just like hammering in your head that like you're never good enough. No matter what you do, you're never good enough in the eyes of the Lord, and that has stuck with me through as an adult. And it's like something that I've always like battled with. It's like you are enough. You are a good
yeah,
person. You are enough. Blah 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 blah. And it's just like I resent that a
yeah.
lot. Um, yeah,
So
and
you're
that's
staying
kind
on
of
top of your affirmations then now. Like you know
yeah,
that you're
that's something I have to like stay on top of.
yeah.
It's like I put
How's your family feel now?
they love me.
Yeah.
They don't approve, but they don't pay my bills.
Oh yeah,
Um,
right.
so it's like they love me. My dad will drive me to the airport if
Okay.
I for collabs when I'm flying for work. So
No way.
he'll drive
Does
me to
he,
the airport. That's
he
his like
doesn't know
way of
what it's
helping.
for.
No,
Or
he
is
knows what
it,
it's for.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I mean he knows.
Yeah.
He thinks business side of it is really cool. What
Yeah.
I'm actually doing, he's like, I don't super approve of, but I mean, at the end of the day, if from a business standpoint, because that's his mind, he's like very business oriented. He's like pretty neat.
Honestly, I love that. I love a good business minded dad. That's crazy that he's driving you to the airport, but he's like against it, but like focus on the business
Yeah,
aspect of it
it's
all.
funny. It's like it's his kind of way of like trying to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, which is
Just
funny. And then I don't have to pay for parking, so I'm happy.
yes, yes. Parking or for Uber or for whatever, and you get this
Yeah,
nice awkward drive with your dad. Like I'm sure that's like, a core memory every time.
yeah, it's fun. It's cute. And one time I left my bag in the car, and he's old and has
Oh,
his phone on silent all the time. So I'm like, and the plane's literally boarding, and finally he answered and turned around, and I got my ID because my ID was in the bag, and it was
oh,
fine. But
okay.
I
You must
was
be
freaking out.
where do you live? You must be by a small airport to be able to get onto the plane so quickly.
Well, so I live outside of Pittsburgh,
Okay.
so the Pittsburgh airport, but it's not like a far drive. It's not too bad. He wasn't like crazy far away,
Gotcha,
but he
gotcha.
just has his phone on silent all the time. I'm just like, what if some emergency happens? Like
Well,
right
hold on.
now.
You don't have your phone on silent?
I do.
I mean,
Well, it depends. I have it on. I have like certain people that are excluded from that. You can add them to your
really?
favorites on your like phone, and it'll bypass that.
Oh, so you have the like do not disturb turned on, and then you have the favorites set.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's very
I went
interesting.
one step further.
Yeah, I love that. You're like everyone else is being sent to voicemail. I don't even want to see it
Yeah.
ring. Okay. Yeah. I remember the time when we used to have like Verizon ringbacks and like you would be excited to call somebody or like we'd all be paying for our ringtones and shit. I wouldn't want to answer the phone because I'd be like, just going out a little bit.
Yeah.
But now it's just vibrating and we literally just will hold it in our hands and stare at the phone as someone's calling.
If someone's ringtone goes off, I'm just like, can you not shut it up?
Right? Yeah. Oh, disgusting. So you're flying places. So you are doing collaborations, which is amazing. We love collaborations. Who's been your favorite collaboration so far?
um, I feel like so Vincent O'Reilly's been amazing. I've collabed with him. I did like one official collab, and then we did like two lives together. Which I do lives on my page also. They're
Wow.
a lot of fun. They're more fun with other people.
Hmm.
But sometimes it's hard to find people who want to do that with you. So Vincent O'Reilly's up there for sure. I was just in Kentucky and met Lane Rogers. That was awesome. Great dude.
Oh, I
Um,
bet.
so that was cool. Uh, so trying to think. I don't know. Everyone for the most part has been very professional, very nice. There's
Yeah,
only been a couple incidences where I was like,
yeah. But that
oh,
doesn't make them that doesn't make them a favorite. Who's your all-time favorite? Your number one, like that you've already collaborated with.
oh, that's hard. I thought I was gonna get away with just giving like a.
Just a list, right? Yeah. Well, I'm like have a
um,
favorite. Like if you turn the camera, like is it going to be like posted on the wall or something? Like
I'll say Vincent.
Vincent. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have a photo of him on my wall,
Do
so
you really?
because I went out there for my birthday last year, and they took me, and we all went to dinner for my birthday. So, and we
Wow,
went to Erica Jane at the House of Blues, and like made and like did a whole thing for my
I
birthday.
love it. What's your
So,
sign?
Libra.
Libra. Okay. Yeah, I don't really follow, but for the people that listen, like you guys, let me know if he's giving Libra energy.
Yeah, I'm very like I need balance. I need control.
So in the future, like who is someone that you want to collaborate with that you haven't so far? Like that's your all-time like dream.
So I had someone, and now I'm just drawing a blank. I feel like what's really neat about this job is that I get to meet up with people that I
Yeah.
like have used to watch and stuff like that. So it's like you have to pull back the starstruckness and
Mm-hmm.
feel like, okay, this is cool. Like I'm really in it. Like it's like almost like a little reality check of like coolness of like this is
Yeah.
neat. Um, so I feel like hmm,
Yeah. I
I'm
mean, they say a lot
horrible.
of people join OnlyFans just so they can have sex with other people that are, performing. So I get that.
Mm, and I feel like that's not necessarily the best reason to join OnlyFans.
No, probably not.
Because you have to be able to like separate the business and like
Yeah.
everything. Because if you get in it for the wrong reasons, it can end not great. You have
It could be
to
a
be
lot of
able,
fun.
huh?
It could be a lot of fun, though.
It
Yeah.
could be, but to
Yeah.
build yourself a name and get up there, it's like a
Are,
lot of work. And if you want to put in that kind of work, and then I don't know,
Look, you're
running
not
up.
talking in circles. We just want to know who your like all-time collaboration guy is. Like, who do you want? And it can't be Austin Wolf.
I
He's
feel
from
like the
jail.
person that I've recently said was I would really like to work with Joey Mills, and I've had people ask
Really,
me
Joey
if I'm going to
Mills?
work with Joey Mills, and he's verse, so like it could work. But he doesn't even
Yeah.
follow me on Twitter, so
Really, I would
I've
have never guessed that.
I've met him a
He's
few
so.
times, but that's about it.
Is that your type of guy? Like a more twinky or twinkish guy?
I like really everyone. What attracts me to a person is like ambition and like passion,
Yeah.
and like I like a man who like gets things done.
He has a
Um,
lot of that. He does.
I
He's a
like a
very
pretty boy. I like
guy.
a man. I like, whatever. But if you have like passion and you have like that go get attitude, that's hot. Because I'm very controlling. I like to control everything in my life. So if I can trust you to take some of that away from me,
Yeah.
that is hot.
So
Because then I can sit back and relax for a little bit instead of being so like intense all the time.
if you're gonna go shoot a collaboration with somebody, like, are you setting up a camera and they're setting up a camera, or is it you because like you want to be in charge of the editing, like because you're in it, or how's that work?
It depends on who I'm filming with. Usually we'll use two phones, usually their phone and my phone. One for wide angle, one for POV.
Yeah.
And it depends on who I'm collabing with. If they usually edit their videos and I've seen their work, I'm cool with that. Because I trust them. I've seen it, I'm approve. But if they don't want to, I don't mind doing it either. It doesn't take that long. It's not that
What
difficult.
do you prefer? Do you prefer it's done by them or by you if they know how to do it?
I mean, I prefer someone else to do it if I
Right.
know it's going to be good, but I'm going to do it if I think it's going to be shitty.
And you feel like
But
you're a good editor, like yourself?
I've never had anyone complain. I think so. I don't use anything fancy or any fancy software or anything like that, but I think the videos turn out great.
Okay.
But I think it's
Yeah.
because I'm in it.
I don't know if you're editing your videos. I don't know if you heard of Caden Hill. He does like he edits. He's like from HBO and like it's like pop pop pop, very like movie style. I was like, some of
Uh,
these people really get crazy with their editing.
yeah, I
And
guess you could. And there's a population of people who like that and some people like that. I like the more um like
Amateur?
homemade, like yeah, like you're like like watching these people have sex, and
Yeah.
it very flows together. I
Okay,
want to,
so it feels like you're there rather than
yeah,
like
that's
a
kind of the
movie.
vibe that I try to give. That you're just kind of
Okay.
in the corner watching, like you're cucking.
Yes, yes. Okay, we love that.
So I feel like a little bit of more amateur editing gives that vibe. Because I like that vibe, I guess.
Right, I do too. I think like a good shaky camera sometimes is good, and like
Yeah,
when
it's
you're
like
really
fun.
close,
It's
and
like, yeah,
feels like you're
you
in a
feel like
part
you're
of the
in
action.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm in like the 4D movie or something. Yeah. It's good.
exactly.
So when shooting a scene, like how do you keep yourself from coming too fast? What's your trick?
Um, yeah. So I feel like the biggest thing is most people take like Viagra and stuff like that, and it
Hmm.
makes it difficult to come already sometimes. So
Yeah,
that helps. Also, in a video, it isn't straight through. It looks like it is, but I mean, we
right.
stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. Unless you have a cameraman, then you can kind of keep going, but you still have sections where you stop
You take some
and
breaks.
yeah, and take some breaks. We're not having sex for an hour nonstop. Like that's crazy. I mean, some people can do it, not me.
What?
I need like a break every now and then. I mean, I could have sex for an hour, but I need some breaks. I need to like get my shit together. But
Okay, okay.
you know what I
What's your
mean?
favorite like amount of time do you think like sex should be?
Mm,
And don't say something crazy. Like nobody wants a 4 hour session. Like
so
that's
I and some people's videos are that long, and I'm just like, I keep my videos 15 to 20 minutes, which means we had sex and filmed for probably at least an hour.
yeah,
But they're stopping and starting, and we're
yeah,
talking, and we're like saying, let's do this angle, let's do that angle. So best case scenario, probably like an hour of like filming. And usually it goes longer, but it's fine. It just depends on who you're with, and if you vibe and you're talking the whole time, bullshitting while you're fucking in between. Like that's my favorite thing to do. Is when
yeah.
we like
Of course.
fucking going hard at it, then you pause, take a break, and then you like joke around and be
Yeah,
like, "Damn," like you know.
yeah. Then it's not just work anymore. You're making a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Like when Lane and I were filming, the camera was here, the other camera was behind us, and we're like
Right.
fucking and we're like going hard at it, and there was a mirror right here.
Oh wow.
And for like 2 seconds, I was like watching in the mirror, like us fucking, and like he also looked at the mirror, and like we made eye contact during it, and it was just like one of those moments where it's just
Got the mirror.
like that was hot, like it's
Yeah,
still intimate, even though we're like filming. So it was like we like made eye contact, and I was like, we're fucking in this.
yeah, yeah. It sounds like it. Is there
It
other
was
times that you like forget that you're filming and that you're just like in like a really intimate moment?
Yeah, and it just depends on if you vibe with the person or not.
Yeah,
I usually don't film with people I don't vibe with. I can usually tell, like texting wise and stuff, if the vibe is gonna be good. But if I get to texting you, then you've probably
yeah.
passed my tests.
Do you do like a call beforehand, or like how do you get to know them
Not
first?
really. No, I just usually it's through text messages.
Really?
Yeah, if people are like super short and super like, I'm always like, okay, you don't seem that interested, so
Right.
I'm good. Like I don't want to show up and you really didn't want to be there, so
You're,
I'm good. Like.
you're telling me that you're gonna get your ass on a plane and fly to someone's house. You've only texted them. You haven't spoken to them on the phone, and you're like, we're gonna shoot this scene. That you do that.
Yes.
That's so fun. That's crazy.
But
Love that.
I would mm, mainly it's for like I would do that for like big creators because I'm just like people know who they are.
You
It's
really
safe.
know.
I know who they are. Like it's fine. I'd say for smaller creators, it's more of I go to a city and have a hotel
You just
and
happen to be there.
they come to me, or I can go to
Yeah.
them, but I still have like a like safe space.
Yeah, I like that. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
what's your requirement to travel with somebody else? Like, do you have to have a certain amount of following, or
Um, Not really. I've tried recently and in the past. I try to like do big accounts, small accounts. It doesn't matter. If I think
yeah,
you're cute, I'm gonna want to film with you. If I think you're cute and then we text and you seem annoying, then we're not filming. Um, but no, if I think you're attractive, I'm like, let's fucking do this. And I don't really look at the following too much. It's nice. It's a nice thing to do.
yeah,
But it's not like required.
definitely
But
helpful.
it's super helpful, yeah. But on the flip side, smaller accounts are way more flaky. So it's like you risk that.
You
So
think so?
I think so.
Okay.
In my experience, I've had smaller accounts flake on me more than big accounts.
Why do you think that is? Like, did they ever get any closure?
Not really. Normally, it's like an excuse or a ghosting.
Yeah.
Um, and it's fine. Things happen.
Yeah.
Like whatever. People get busy. I don't like hold grudges or anything. I'm just like pin that for if they ever message me in the future and be like, is
Yeah.
everything good? Like, I mean, if they're fairly new or not a big account and they're nervous or whatever, I understand.
Yeah. It's
I just
definitely
wish,
hard to get used to, don't you think, as someone that's just starting out and like
yeah,
you're a pretty attractive guy. I could see people like wanting to back out to like maybe
I
not be
just
able
wish
to
they would
perform.
tell me that. Just be honest. Just be like, I'm nervous. I would work with them. I'd be like, okay,
We'll talk through it.
yeah. Um,
Do you ever
but
tell them
don't
like,
just
hey, if you're
ghost me
nervous, if
or
you're
tell me, huh?
are you not that confident to ask them like, hey, if you're nervous, you can let me know.
I mean, I guess I could. I never thought about it. I'm just like,
Hmm.
if they don't want to film, I'm not going to try to like make them want to film.
Yeah,
So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like, okay, if you're coming up with excuses you don't want to film, then that's fine. Like, next.
that's fine. We'll go on to the next guy.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm not going to
that
like
makes
try to
sense.
talk you into it and you really don't want to be here. Then the vibe's going to be off. It's going to be weird and it'll relay in the video. So I'm just like,
So,
it's fine.
do you ever hook up outside of like shooting like content?
Not really.
Not really. It's pretty much all business now.
Yeah, I love like jerking off. Like I've,
Yeah, I don't need
yeah,
anybody
like
else.
edging is my shit.
Yeah,
I like doing it with other people. I think that's fun.
yeah,
Blowjobs, like circle jerk, whatever. That's fun. um, but for the most part, where I travel so much, it makes it hard to hook up outside because you have to always stay tested and
true.
always be ready for that, and you have to wait at least a week from your last sexual encounter before you get tested to make sure you're clean.
Yeah,
Because that's how long it takes for anything to show up,
yeah,
roughly. So if I'm traveling a week or two every month, that leaves a very short window to have sex with anyone who's not for me to be able to make sure I'm clean for when I go to work. Because I'm not
yeah.
going to be that person who spread something.
Well, are you taking Doxy Pep
So I do prep. I don't
and
do doxy prep. I just found out about the doxy prep not
yeah,
that long ago.
that one's the save all right there.
But I've had sex with a lot of people since I started doing OnlyFans, and knock
Hmm.
on wood, I've
I haven't got anything.
never caught anything. Everyone's been very
That's pretty
professional.
crazy.
I caught more from my ex. He won't see this, so
Yeah. Well, that's because you're working with these larger creators that take these things seriously and look at it like a business. You're
exactly. So
right.
that's another risk you take.
Yeah. A lot of large creators don't hook up with people that are not other creators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's the hardest thing I think with starting is you. I tell people message everyone that you want to film with. They're probably not going to reply, but you'll get one that does, and you have to start from somewhere. And then eventually, all those other people, once you start building a name for yourself, will start hitting you up, and
Yeah.
then you're like, nice.
Once you have a Twitter following for them to refer to or some kind of page,
Yeah.
that definitely helps a
They
lot.
can see you're legit. You show up to collabs, like people know who you are. Da 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 da. Yeah. Once that starts happening, then it just the floodgate of people
Yeah.
opens.
How do you find collabs for yourself? Like, are you sliding into DMs on Instagram or are you on
I usually use Twitter.
Twitter? Okay.
Yeah. I have like a running list that I make of cities and then Twitter handles of everyone who lives in those
Oh wow, you're like,
cities.
I'm coming out.
So if I talk to you and you tell me you live in this city, and if I ever go to that city, I can just refer to my list to be like, oh, all these people are in this city. I'm gonna hit
Oh,
them up.
oh, he's so organized. I love that.
Yes, I am. I don't want to have to be like, who did I talk to like a year ago that's in
That is really
Atlanta?
hard.
I
That is
already have
really
a
hard.
list and I can just refer back to it, which is
Yeah,
super helpful.
I hate that there's nothing like on these like different apps where you can sort by the city. You know, like you used to be able to do that on
Yeah.
Facebook. You can sort your friends. You're like, okay,
Oh,
well, who's going
really?
to be? Yeah, who's in the city? They
That
don't let
would.
you do that anymore because they're
I
like,
didn't even
oh,
know
I
that was a thing.
know who you can hit
That would
up.
be nice.
So let's get into some more questions that get to know you a bit better. So here's one for you. So say that you're at a bar and a guy buys you a drink. What should they expect in return?
I'm so awkward.
Really?
When it comes to that kind of stuff, I would let him buy it for me. Um, I'm really bad with like thinking someone's buying it because they want something in return, not just because they're
Oh, you
being
just don't even
nice.
process that. Like they want a favor.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's
that's
wrong
pretty
of
privileged
me.
right there. That's pretty.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
This. You're like, I deserve this drink. I've been standing here too long. You know, I don't know.
No, I just buy it for myself. I
Yeah,
don't. That's how I avoid it.
yeah. But if someone
Like
else
if you
buys it
want to
for
buy it
you,
for me, I guess that's fine. But I'd rather
do you
just buy it myself because then I don't.
usually feel bad and feel like you have to have conversation, or you're just like, thank you. I'm not even that.
Yeah, I would feel obligated for
Yeah,
something. Um,
yeah,
and I don't like that feeling. Now, if we've been talking a while, like we've made friends or whatever, and like whatever, but if some stranger just walks up to me and want to buy me a drink, then I'm a little more like closed
yeah.
off. But if we met and we were already hanging out, and then
Hmm.
that's different because we've kind of passed that.
Well, you get those guys that just slip in. You're already at the bar. You've already ordered your drink, and they're like, "Let me buy his drink." And I'm like, the obligation I feel like is fulfilled, right? Like, I don't need it. Would you still talk to that person, or you're like, "Thanks"?
No, I would talk to them.
Oh, you're
I
so
like I
sweet.
said, I can talk to a brick wall as long as they're like
Yeah.
conversational. Um,
What a
like
southern gentleman.
I know, I try. I would
It's-
talk, because I've already had a few drinks in me, so I'd be like, "Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da."
I love that. I love that.
That helps, but it can get a little inside. I'm thinking I'm
Oh
not
yeah, oh,
sucking
yeah.
your dick.
Do you think that I actually I didn't have this in my questions, but like when you see like meet a new person, do you think about like smash or pass like every time? Is that a thought
Like
or no?
meet a new person like at the bar.
Yeah, any just in life, you meet someone new. Like, do you think of like smash pass like for any new person you meet, or do you have to
Um,
like be past a certain extent for somebody?
no, I mean I would probably think it as soon as I see you, be like, yeah, they're
Okay.
hot. I think everyone does that, don't they? They're like, yeah, they're
I
attractive.
thought so, but like I said, apparently not. People
Oh,
don't do that. So I was just curious on the people that do, because I
it's
know
probably
like
not like my
everybody I
first.
meet, I'm like smash pass. You know, I like have like a mini wedding in my head. Like if we're gonna get, if I think that we have that possibility, I'm like, no, it's not gonna work. And I'm like, oh, I
Yeah,
guess we're gonna be friends. You
it's
know,
probably not the first thing that comes to my mind because I have this wall built up. So I'm just like, let me see what you're about first. But if you're like really attractive and really cute or whatever,
yeah.
I probably won't approach you because I'll be nervous. And we
Uh,
probably won't talk at all.
I, like the hottest guys never get talked to at all. Like because they're it's not they're unapproachable. They're just like they're
I
so
have
depressed.
insecurities too.
Yeah, I feel like the hotter you
Everyone
are,
does.
like the more depression you have, and like the more insecure you are, and probably the easier to control. We've seen a lot of really hot, attractive guys with very unattractive partners, and that unattractive partner is almost always on Grinder looking for more because I feel like they've really got in their head.
Interesting. I know what you're talking about. I never like
Yeah.
thought about it for that reason, but yeah, and that's why I'm single.
When was your last relationship?
Uh, probably like 3 years ago now,
Okay, whose fault
ish,
was the
maybe
breakup?
more. It was mutual. Like we're still friends. He lives in
Okay.
Scottsdale, Arizona. Um, he moved across the country. We still stay together and stuff. He's great. We're still friends. Whenever I'm in Phoenix for work, like we hang out. We still have
Oh,
a
I'm
Sam's
sure
Club
they're a lot.
membership together, so
Oh my God, that's not that big of a deal.
yeah. Well, still, I mean,
That's
like we
kind
still
though.
talk at least. I send him a Venmo request like once a year. I'm just like, give
Oh,
me.
okay. Oh, so it's yours. You make him pay
Yeah,
for
I
it.
pay it,
Okay.
and then there was an issue with it, and he was like, "Well, I guess we could part ways finally." And I was like, "No, it's fine," because he upgraded our subscription for Sam's Club to like
Oh,
a more premium one, and didn't tell me, and I got billed for a more expensive thing. And he was like, "Well, we can part ways." I was like, "No, it's fine." Just like
yeah.
I didn't know. Why am I getting billed? You
I,
wanted free
I,
shipping.
I actually share a Sam's Club membership with someone else, but I share it with a daddy that gives it to me,
Oh,
and he always has like rewards money on there, and he's like, you can use it if you want to, but I've like never like want to use it because I just feel bad. I'm like, I'm just happy enough to
I've
have
done that
free
before. He won't see
membership.
this. He doesn't do social media, but I've definitely done that before. Where I didn't, it like came up, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And it's
Yeah,
like, "Yo, Sam's Club cash or whatever." And
you're
they're
like,
like, "Do you
that's
want to use
mine.
$20?" I'm like, Yes." And then like months later, I figured out I was like, "Oh, it's probably because of him buying shit." Because I never go to Sam's Club,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Well, I deserve it. It's fine."
I love that. I love it. Honestly, get what you're worth, baby.
Yeah, I was like,
So let's dive even deeper. All right. So when was the moment that you started having gay thoughts compared to when you actually came out?
Um, it was definitely traits I saw in guys that I like wanted for myself was like the first thing I noticed. Um,
How old were
when I
you?
was like a kid, I don't know, like 11
Okay.
ish maybe. I just saw like things in other guys. I was like that I was like jealous of, and then when I got close to puberty, I realized, oh, it's because you think they're hot. It's like you either want that for yourself or you want that for yourself. It's like, oh, okay, so now that's like the reason why I look at them and be like, oh, I wish I had a six pack, or I wish I had, that facial feature or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes I still wish that, but now there's like the added layer once I got close to puberty where I was like, oh, it's because I think that's hot.
Okay. Yeah. It's like not only do I want that six pack, I want the six pack that the male that person's that it's attached to as well.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, and that's kind of how that happened. I was like, oh, well, okay.
So when did you come out?
Not till like undergrad after high school. So,
Really?
yeah. I came out to my family on accident through an Instagram post that with a
Oh,
guy that I was dating at the time. I was drinking and was like, "Oh, this is a cute picture. I'm gonna post it. Does it look like we're dating?" And my friends are drinking and they're like, "No, it just looks like a cute photo." So I'm like, "Okay, post."
it looked
Next
like
day,
a
I get a
date.
text message from my dad and my mom. They're like, "What's this about?" I'm like, "Oh, I guess it was obvious we were dating."
Like it's just a joke. You didn't try to play it off or anything. You kept it up.
No, at that point, I wasn't living at home. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
Were they still like paying for any of your bills at that point?
I think my dad was maybe. I got cut off from the credit card right around when I graduated high school. Not that
Okay.
because I started abusing it, just for like food and stuff when I was in school. And my
You're
dad's like,
hungry,
"I'm
like
not paying for you to go out to eat every night." I was like, "Fine."
it's really
And
shitty of you,
since so, I've
Dad.
been on my own since then. I've been paying my own bills since high school for the most part,
Yeah.
which
What
is
what job did
fine.
you do before content creation?
I've worked in restaurants. I've worked
Okay.
in stuff like that, just all over the place. Um, I still have dreams about working at a restaurant that I worked at in high school. I just
Really?
have everything falling apart.
What
But
restaurant did you work at?
an Italian restaurant back home,
Okay.
so I can't even eat Italian food now.
Oh,
Um,
it's not bad.
yeah, it was like a family-owned Italian restaurant, so it wasn't like an Olive Garden. It was like they had like their own sauce, their own salad dressing, and it was
Yeah,
like
yeah. Hey, there's
delicious.
nothing wrong with Olive Garden for those that like Olive Garden. You know,
True. Yeah. I've not been in a long time, but I can't even eat Italian food anymore because I'm just like, it's not that good compared to what I'm used
yeah.
to. Even though I haven't eaten there in like 10 years, but
That's hilarious. That's funny that you're still having dreams. Like I worked at Chili's for like 6 months, and I still have dreams of working there too, of like
it's
being
like
a
good
server.
money, but it's like really stressful. Working with the public sucks.
Yeah. Were you like a nice server or like a mean server though?
I was nice. I had fun doing it. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
I was like angry cussing in the back of my head, but I'd go up and be like, "Hi guys."
Yeah. I definitely chose violence, so I'm
Did
glad
you?
you chose to be nice. Yeah, people tip really well for when they think that you're not supposed to be mean, but you're being mean for fun.
Oh, got you. No, I mean like I would joke around and that I do like that kind of stuff, but I was never like purposely mean to people or anything. I do enjoy taking on mean people in general because I find them to be a challenge and I'm like, I'm
Okay.
gonna get you to like me. And so all the mean customers or whatever always love me.
um,
They'll ask for me. I'm just like, I know. Because I just kill them with kindness and a smile
they're
until they
bad.
crack.
So tell us about your first gay experience.
um, I was it was off Grinder, in Myrtle Beach on vacation on a family vacation. I snuck
Oh,
out. Yeah, I snuck out of a hotel room with my family and met this guy in his car in the parking lot of the hotel. Yeah, it was super like not safe.
yeah.
In the trunk of his car, and we had sex once, and he was like super impressed on how good I was, and I was like, I know.
Right out of the box, your first time. You're like,
Yeah, it's my favorite thing to tell people. I'm just like, yeah, he thought I was a slut the first time I had sex, and I
yeah.
love
And
that.
you bottomed.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I made him. He was like, "When was the last time you got checked for STIs or something like that. And I was like, I lied and said last week. I was like, I haven't had sex before, but I'm not gonna tell you that. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he came, he was like, and he's like, can we go again? I was like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm sure
So then
you're.
I made him come again, and that's that. I had no idea who he was, but it was pretty hot. It was fun. I was proud of
Wait. You said
myself.
when you said I'm good, that means like yeah, you did do it again. You're like let's go around.
Oh yeah,
Let's go
we
around.
went for a second round.
Okay, so you are a professional. You're okay.
That's true, and
You're
that's
not
where it started.
you're not
I was
you're
so
not
proud
playing
of
around.
myself. Was the sex good? Probably not. I don't remember. I was more focused on me doing well. I didn't care about what he was doing,
Yeah. Well,
and
where did
I
you
did
learn? Like,
a
were you like
plus.
trying to be like some of the videos that you saw like in the past, or like were you just figuring it all naturally?
I have no idea. I don't know what I did. I don't know what positions I did. It was in the trunk of a car or
Yeah.
like SUV. SUV. I have no
Hmm.
idea. All I know and remember is that he thought I was a slut, and I was like, perfect.
Yeah,
It's
that's exactly
exactly what
what
I
I'm looking
wanted.
for.
I wanted you to think I was good.
That's awesome though.
So I
So
killed it. So,
is that one of your fetishes? Like, is to be in public now?
no, not really.
Do you have any
Which I
fetishes?
guess it could have. I could have gotten that. I didn't really get that. I'm too worried about getting caught.
Yeah,
That makes me nervous.
that's what's supposed to make it exciting, right?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I'd rather not get.
I am gonna film. I am going to Portland next month. I'm doing Vegas and then Portland
Yeah,
to meet up with Greg, and we're gonna do a woods scene. I've always wanted to do like a in the woods scene where I can like they own a bunch of properties, so like it's safe, and I can just be like, okay, we're good. Like the police aren't gonna show up,
yeah. I
so
always
that'll be
thought those
fun.
were
I've never
really
done that.
hot, like out in the woods, like hiking and stuff. But like also, I also like really clean bottoms, you know. So like it's kind of hard to have the mix. And they're
You're
like,
like
it's like,
sweating and gross, and
yeah, yeah. They're
if
like,
you
yeah, take
douched
my
an
ass out
hour
of me.
ago down the mountain,
Yeah, we've been hiking for miles. Like it's fine, you know,
yeah,
whatever. I guess you gotta get all worked up, you know, the testosterone's high and stuff out there.
and we'll drive to where we're filming. We're not hiking.
We're not hiking. We're not hiking.
I mean, we'll probably have to hike a little bit, but not too bad. There's
Yeah.
like a really pretty sunset and stuff up there where they've filmed before, but that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be like at the sunset, I think, like as the sun goes down, and we're just gonna
Oh,
be walking.
so romantic.
I know. I'm excited. It'll be a three-way. It'll be him and his husband. Excuse me,
Okay.
and I.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to come in and be the third. You know, I feel like you get the most attention that way.
Yeah, people always want to see sluttier and more intense.
So you said that you hooked up with this guy, like you're out on vacation with your family. But when was like the first time that you actually like played with your butt? Do you remember?
Stuck something in probably like middle school.
Really?
Yeah. I was like
Do you know what it
scared.
was?
I don't remember how old I was. I remember thinking, should I do it? Should I not? And I still am not a fan of like toys or anything. I'm not a huge
Okay.
fan of toys. That's why I travel just to get the real thing.
Yeah,
The toys just don't do it for me.
they don't.
Um,
They don't.
they just don't. And I remember even back then I was like, is that it? Like
Yeah.
I'd rather just put pressure on the outside and like do one of these and whatever. Um, than take like a dildo or
They don't
something.
know what toy. What did you like use as your first like butt toy?
Um, I have no idea. I really didn't stick that many things in my butt.
A lot of people it's usually like a Sharpie or
I'm
you know.
sure I did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure I did that. I don't really remember. Usually it was just my fingers, I think.
Oh, okay, just your fingers.
Yeah, I think
That's right.
so. And I think whenever I got of age or I had someone who was of age buy me a dildo at one point, but then once I had it, I never used it.
Yeah. Yeah,
It was
because
just
you.
like, I want one, and then I got one, I was like, oh,
Yeah, not after you
I'm
found out
like,
that you were a slut. You're like, let's go.
right. I just want the real thing. It's not my fault.
Yeah. Did that like after you like so you had this first connection with this guy? Like, did that like turn something on in you? Like, where you did kind of turn into a slut, or you wanted to sleep with guys a lot more often, or did you take a break?
I don't re- I don't know. I liked the intensity of like I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
Kind of like hookup scene. Um and like meeting up with like guys that I definitely met up with my share of married men, which I know I shouldn't have. But when I was younger, I was just like, I mean, you're hot, okay. There was one guy who I met on Grinder, and he took me to a cemetery,
A cemetery.
and I just like blew him. He didn't want to have sex. He just wanted me to blow him. He was like had a wife, and he's like, I just want
Was she at
to.
the cemetery, like,
No,
or
no, she wasn't at the cemetery.
okay,
This was probably the last person I got with that was married.
still alive? Okay.
Yeah, she was alive. It wasn't like on her grave or anything. I have a little bit of self respect. Um, so I like blew him in his car, and like
Yeah.
during the blowjob, his wife called, and he answered the phone, and they started fighting, and then he like like hung up and threw the phone in the trunk and was like, "Never
Oh.
get fucking married." I was like, "Okay."
So when she called, like, did you just keep going or did you stop?
I think I stopped.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember.
need to be more adventurous.
He was more. He was like angry. I was like, I don't know what's going on, because I don't even know if I knew he was married until like this woman called, and then he like went off about a wife, and I'm just like, okay.
You're like, I wasn't
Not,
ready for that.
it's
You're like,
not really a
first
question
the
I asked.
graveyard, then the wife.
Yeah, I used to have like a game that I'd play with one of my friends
Yeah.
who could like have sex in like the weirdest place. And we would go back and forth head for head, um, trying to like outdo each other. So the cemetery was up there for me.
Was that your idea or his idea though?
It was a girl, it was a lesbian actually.
No, but like the cemetery, was that his idea or your
Oh, that was
idea?
his idea. He was just
Oh,
like, he was like, I do it all the time. This is where I go for hookup. I was like, okay, I don't really
oh,
care. I just want to suck your dick because it's pretty.
nice.
Uh,
I didn't know if you were like offering, you're trying to like one up your friend. You're like, you know what? Like we have a
oh
whole
no,
list
it
of
just
places,
happened that way.
because that'd be kind of funny.
No, it just happened that way. I have had a couple situations where I was like, I'm gonna do this just because it's like gonna get her. Um, she had sex in Walmart, like you know how they have aisles and then they have stuff on the sides, but there's
Yeah,
always like a middle. She's a lesbian, so like their sex is, but she got fingered in the aisle. Super way easier than getting butt fucked in
it's a lot
the
easier, I
aisle.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
more
And I always
inconspicuous.
Yeah, exactly. And I always made sure to bring that up as why my shit was like way cooler. Uh, don't come for me, lesbians. So she had sex in the Walmart aisle. So then I had sex, or I like hooked up with this guy in the Walmart bathroom one time.
Really,
I was like, it's grosser, I win. And he like
that is pretty
smacked my
gross.
head off the wall and I got a bloody nose. And I had to like meet her afterwards for something. And she's like, why are you fucking late? And I was like, look at my fucking nose. It's bleeding.
Because I got a new location, bitch. That's why I'm
Yeah, I'm
late.
winning. That's why I was busy.
I was at Walmart. Have you ever been caught before?
Almost. I
Yeah.
was blowing a dude in town one time and in his truck, and I looked back, or he looked back out of his like window of the truck, and someone was in a store front, clear windows with his phone. I'm like recording
Holy
us.
shit.
It's like you
Okay.
can't even see anything. All you're doing is recording like my head going up and down
Yeah.
like that much out of off the back of a truck window. I'm just like, mind your own fucking business.
Pretty hot.
So we had to stop, and he brought me home, but it's fine.
Wait, have you ever? Do you hook up like in the airport bathrooms and stuff? No,
No,
you don't do that.
I'm
Is it
too
because you're
like
afraid?
I'm too like when I'm in airports, stressed out, anxiety ridden.
Yeah, I'm definitely too scared as well. I'm like, I've seen
Yeah,
people go to jail over it. Like, yeah, I'm like,
right. There's
I don't
like
know.
tons of people. Like I'm good. No, thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it'd be cool to have sex on a plane, I guess. But
yeah.
like, I need like
Sex
a
on a
PJ
plane.
for that. I'm not doing that on commercial. So
Yeah. Again, a lot of people get fired for that, having sex on a plane.
yeah. So like, just things. Some things are just never meant to happen.
I don't even know, like, why would it be so fun to have sex on a plane just because it's
I guess because
taboo?
it's a cool story.
Cool
Just like my
story.
friend and I having like
Yeah.
cool stories. I think I guess people automatically think you're gonna hit turbulence, so that would be like a cool feeling. That's what I always thought. I was like, if like hit turbulence on purpose while I'm doing this, and then it's like, oh, we're like all over the place.
Yeah, you think that, like, you're like, yeah, he's gonna stay in me, but you're really just like throwing your ass around in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
but that's a pretty good story,
Yeah, yeah,
so that's
maybe.
fun.
I was curious, like, when you get into a new relationship, when do you think is the appropriate time to share a relationship, to share your location in that relationship?
I think if you're dating, you're to the point where you can share a location. Um,
Okay.
I think where the line is if you're being creepy about it, like stalking their location. Like there's a right reason and a wrong reason to have someone's location. Like I always like I have like everybody's location, like family, friends, like I got your location. So then I don't have to text you and be like, "What are
They're
you
little
doing?"
Sims, right? You just see where they are.
Yeah, I don't have to do that. I don't have to bother with that. Like I always check your location before I FaceTime you to see if you're at work or at home. I don't have to text you and be like, "Are you at work?" I can just look. Um, that's why I use it. It's for
Okay.
convenience.
I haven't met anyone that uses it so
What?
efficiently. Yeah, you're using it pretty well.
Yeah, no, that's why I use it. I'm never like on there stalking people because I don't care enough.
But I wonder, like, how do you come up with that conversation when you're dating somebody? You're like, okay, like, all right, we're gonna be boyfriends now. Like, let's go ahead and trade location. Or like, I just feel like that's like an awkward start of the beginning of a relationship.
Do you?
Kinda, right? You're like, not for you,
I
right?
guess I would like have a reason to do it and then just
Yeah,
do never like click
never stop.
indefinitely and then it would just be done.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, if it happened like naturally and it was like, and then definitely that's usually what happens. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I would say that's usually what happens, but you can come up with reasons to have a reason. Oh, you're going to this trip. Like, you should share your location with me. Then,
yes,
then it's not
yeah, just in
creepy or
case
weird.
you might get taken or something.
Yeah,
We don't
exactly. And
we're
then you
worried
just hit
about it.
indefinitely, and you're good to.
I love that. So what's the what's some of the hottest things that a guy can do to stand out from the rest for you?
I touched on this earlier. Passion. I like someone who's passionate. That's hot to me. Just like what I was saying, where I like control of everything. So
Yeah.
if I think you're passionate about things and you're gonna do it right, then it takes some of the ease off of me. I can just like sit back and let you do some things, so I don't have to do everything. Because I would just rather do everything because I know it's gonna get done right. But if I trust you,
Yeah.
and but for me to trust you, I have to feel that you like care about what you're doing and you know what you're doing kind of vibe. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
No, it does. I assume there has to be a lot of trust for someone that really wants to be in the control of a situation to let that go. You have to really, really hope that the other person's going to do things correctly because
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
very controlling typically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I have to trust you to know that you're gonna do it up to my standards.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a hard standard to meet.
Yeah, and that's why I'm single. Once again, because
So,
no one does it as good as me.
yeah, exactly. So you're a bottom. You're going out. I hope with tops. I'm sure you've gone out with bottoms by mistake, like every other bottom. But do you expect the top to pay for your date, or how's that working for someone like you?
I mean, it's nice, but once again, it goes
It's
back.
nice.
Once it goes back to the drink thing, like
Yeah,
just split the bill. I'm good with that. It doesn't
yeah.
have to be you pay for everything. Like I have my own money. I don't need you to pay for my shit. Like it's fine.
Well, who's
I always
inviting
offer to
people
split it.
typically for you? Have you been going on dates at all? Do you do dates? Or are you just too busy?
Sometimes I maybe like a couple. Not really. I'll hang out with guys, but it just depends.
Who's inviting you or them?
Usually me inviting them,
Wow. Okay.
but that's because I don't really go out to meet people. So
Yeah.
it's like on apps and stuff like that. So I like a little bit of a chase. If you give me too much of attention straight up, I'm gonna be like, nah,
That's
which
really
is super
normal.
toxic and why I'm
Yeah.
single.
That's yeah, it's very toxic. Yeah, you're like, did you want to hang out with me? Like, how about now?
But if I have to like ask you, I'm just like, oh, it's
Yeah, that's crazy.
more of a
So we have
chase. Yeah.
we have two more questions for you. So, what's the maximum number of guys that you think you can talk to at one time?
It just depends on how serious I guess you're getting with. If you're getting like serious with somebody, none. Um, I am pro open relationship though, so but I feel
Yeah,
like that's a different kind of vibe. Yeah, my last relationship was open, and I don't think I could go forward in a relationship that wasn't open. They have to
yeah,
be okay with what I do for
yeah. Not
work.
your work, right?
Yeah. Um, my biggest rule when we were dating was that I don't want you to be friends with the people that you are hooking up with because that's a relationship. I feel
Right.
like that's fair.
I think that's pretty fair. Yeah.
I don't want you hanging out with them, going to dinner with them, stuff like that. Just fucking leave. Like,
Yeah.
because if you're doing dinners and movies and stuff, that's a relationship.
Yeah.
So for no relationship, I feel like you can talk to whoever you want. If you're not doing that, then just one.
I mean, do you have any like friends that you also collaborate with, or do you keep it pretty separate?
mm, I mean, I've made a lot of friends filming and stuff like that. Um, I feel like a lot of my friends are either don't live here anymore because they
Yeah.
moved, or they're in the industry and live across the country. So I get a little isolated here sometimes, which is why I do all these like gym workout classes and like try to get out there and meet people. But I always end up making friends with like the moms. Like older women love me, and that's
I
fine with me.
bet.
I love that for me. So they're fun. Like so I text like older women all the time because they're like, oh, "What class are you going to? What time are you going? Do you want to get like dinner while their husband's away?" It's like, yeah, sure, love that.
My other husband's away here. Like, yeah, I'm sure I'll
Yeah,
gladly
but they
come on.
know I'm gay, so it's just like no
Yeah.
one really cares. It's like I'm not a threat.
So what's keeping you where you are now?
Um, I like where I live. It's quiet. It's like rent is relatively inexpensive compared to the rest of the world, so I can
Hmm.
save a lot of my money. Um, I like being able to like travel, do all the crazy things, and then come
Yeah.
back here. And because I'm very outgoing, but it drains my battery.
Yeah.
So I'm very like, I can talk, 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 but I'm gonna like not talk to anybody for 2 days after this. So I can do it, but it drains me. So I like coming back after like a week, 10-day trip and just like it being quiet and silent.
Yeah, that's nice. Good
I
recharge time.
like my quiet time. I need it.
Yeah. I think, and the gay life could be a little overwhelming. I think if you're in the scene, you
And
guys have.
I've done like I'm not super into like the gay like circuit scene, like that kind of stuff. I've done it before a little bit. Um, it's just like not my vibe.
Yeah.
Um, my vibe is more like if I'm gonna go out, it'll be like gay bars and stuff. But if I'm gonna go out, it's gonna be like in a big city, something brand new. It's not gonna be like just downtown like bar. I'd rather just be at home.
I feel that. I feel that for sure. Well, Tyler, thank you so much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on Say It Slay It.
This is fun. I
Yeah, it
love
was great.
talking
It was
about myself.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to hear from you and learn a little bit more about you, and hopefully we could share that with some of the people that either subscribe to you now or don't subscribe to you and might want to subscribe to you in the future. So
Perfect.
really
Yeah, that
that's what
sounds
the
great.
purpose is. But thank you
Yes.
so much again for meeting with me, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Yes. Thank